Good morning all. I've got a message here which I want to keep safe and carry around with me at all times because it's very important. The quick brown ferret jumps over the lazy donkey. So what I need is a place to store it. Now I could use pen and paper, but it's not very indexable, not very searchable, is it? So I'm going to use this. It's the Sharp IQ-8400 256 kilobyte electronic organiser. It's got all this calendar schedule, but really what I want is memo. So I'm going to keep my message into memo, and then I can carry it around with me wherever I go. It's indexable, searchable, vast amount of storage, more than I could ever need. So let's open this thing up. That's the organiser. So, it's a bit stuck in its bag. I think it's got one of these rubbery feel coatings to it. But yeah, there it is. Nice big screen. Okay, let's see if it's got batteries. So 3 screws to remove the cover. And then let's check the battery situation. Well, it seems to have batteries. It takes 4 CR002s for operating lithium coin cells, and it also has a CR2032 battery for memory backup. Now of course, because the drain on this battery is very, very tiny, the memory backup battery lasts for 10 years. So you can change these 4 batteries and then the memory is retained through the use of the memory backup battery. So let's switch it on. Okay, that's in memo. Now, are there any memos in here? Nope, it's completely empty, so I can type in my new message. Press shift, then help for guidance. Shift. Where's help? Oh, help. What would you like to do? New entry 1. Type in a title for your memo. Press return to move down 1 line. Oh, I think I can probably work this out. It's intuitive, isn't it? Right, title is ferret. Enter. Enter. Stored. Oh, I think that's the actual text. Hold on a minute. Right, so let's enter the quick brown ferret. It's quite quick, isn't it? Right, I'll just carry on doing that. The quick brown ferret jumps over the lazy donkey. That's interesting, it doesn't do word wrap. It's quite disappointing that. Okay, enter. Stored. Well, that's it. It's in there. Cancel, is it? Right, so if I go down, that's my entry. Cancel. If I do shift index, it gives me an index of all the entries. There's only one, because that's the only important piece of information which I want to store, this. Okay, I think that's done. And I've just done shift function. Now there's a memory check. Let's do a memory check. Number 1. Main memory. Used nothing. I mean, it's 256 kilobytes. Look, 256 kbytes. More than I could ever want. No telephone entries, no outlines, no to-dos, just the one memo. Great. Now, what happens if I go to a meeting and somebody asks for a permanent copy of this? I don't know if there's any way of transferring data from one organiser to another, but no fear, no problem, because I have the Sharp CE-50P printer and cassette interface, and I think I've got some paper for this as well. So let's have a look what's in here. A cable for the cassette interface part, and here's the printer, and yes, there is still in here some thermal paper. So I think this takes 4 AA, so let's put the batteries in. So 4 nice colourful Eneloop nickel metal hydride rechargeables. I hope it'll work off 4.8 and not 6. Let's switch on. Oh, beautiful. Advance the paper. Yeah, that all seems to be working. So let's plug this into the organiser and see if we can get a hard copy. So I think it's this option port. Whoops. Let's plug the printer into there. Yep, that seems to be it. Now, how do we print? Well, there's a print thing there, so shift print. Ooh. Oh, didn't actually seem to print anything. In fact, this seems to have died. Okay, let's try again. Shift print. I've got a feeling perhaps this doesn't like 4.8 volts. Right, let's try it again with some alkalines, Jessup's alkalines. See if that works any better. Okay, shift print. No, this says printing, but it just hangs. If I turn that off, this sees that it's finished, but it's not printing. Sounds a bit sluggish, this, doesn't it? Right, it's last chance saloon for the printer. Energizer lithiums, that should do it. Okay, shift print. Oh, it's crashed again, I can't believe it. It's got oodles of power. They're about 1.6 volts each. It just doesn't work. What is up with it? No, something wrong there. Well, I'm really disappointed that this printer no longer seems to work. That's a real shame. However, this is not just a printer, this is also a cassette tape interface. So despite the fact that this thing has a memory backup battery, so when you replace the main batteries, that retains the data, you can't be 100% sure that that data is entirely safe. So we're going to store it onto a mass storage medium, which is cassette tape via the cassette interface. Let's see how that works. So to get this to work, I'm going to need a cassette tape recorder. Now this one is a Grundig DCR001, and it's actually a data cassette recorder, and it has various features. Oh, have I just deleted my file? It's a data recorder with automatic program detecting system, microphone, earphone and remote control jack, and a phase switch, whatever that is. Now I'm going to need a cassette, and I've got an old personal computer cassette here. It's a Maxell CP15 15-minute tape, which means it's not much use for audio because it's just too short, but it's ideal for storing one or two programs on it so you can find them and you don't lose them. There's very little tape on there. You can see that there isn't a huge amount on there. This one seems to have a MIDI frequency table which loads from 0900 to 09FF, but I expect there's room after the MIDI frequency table to load my important message on, so let's use this Maxell personal computer cassette. So let's get this out of its box. Out you come. Oh, it's gone quite yellow, hasn't it? It's gone very yellow. A dark yellow. It's also got a counter there, mechanical counter. There's the phase switch. And it's got a data monitor which has various modes. Normal, monitor on. And I think what that means is that when you plug in something into the earphone jack, you can still hear it through the speaker so that you can monitor the data. Data monitor on and off. Anyway, let's give it a try. I think I'll give this one a try with nickel metal hydrides first, see if it'll work on 4.8 volts. Let's give... Yeah. Ouch, that doesn't sound good. Perhaps you have to do it that way. Let's give that a try. Let's put it in. Rewind. Whoops. Right, rewind. Now see if it'll play. Put the monitor on. Okay, now it's got a thing that can find this auto program detect system. I think that's what they call it. Oh, it's struggling a bit. It's not really moving very well, is it? And I think when it detects a gap in the sound, it actually automatically stops. But we seem to be having a bit of problem with the motor. Okay. Right, I think I found a blank section of tape. It does seem to be turning. See that better with that up. So let's put the connecting cables between the cassette interface and the cassette recorder and see if we can record my memo onto tape. So the connections on here are remote, microphone and ear, and I've connected those into remote, microphone and ear. I was tempted to swap microphone and ear over, but I think actually it's already kind of swapped on here. So where it says microphone, this is actually the output, meaning it goes to the microphone socket. I think that's right. Let's see if we can monitor data coming off the organiser without actually recording it first. Well, now I can't press record because I've got a feeling I've broken the tab out. Yes, I have broken the tab out. So I can either flip this over or stick something over the tab. Perhaps I'll stick something over it. So let's try again with a bit of sellotape stuck over the tab there. Put that in there, put it into record mode, but I'll put pause on as well and see if I can hear the data coming out of here. Now you've got to go Shift Option 3, which is cassette tape, save a file 1, name the file, quick, enter, saving. Now I heard a relay click on the cassette interface. I can't hear anything. The light's flickering there, so it looks like data's going out to it, but I thought it gave me a monitor so I could hear it, but that doesn't seem to be working. The relay's just clicked in the cassette interface again, so I think that's finished. Still says saving. I don't know what that means. What's going on here? Well, I just did a save and it seemed to record something. If I use the program search, but it's really badly distorted. There's no way that's going to have saved the data. I'm just wondering whether that's because we've got low voltage. So maybe I'll stick the Energizer lithiums in there and try again. I keep getting all this horrible gunk, and it looks like it's this foam pad which is designed to hold the batteries in, but it's just completely disintegrated. So that's going to have to go in the bin. Right, I've just found the remote switch on the cassette interface, and that means that this thing will actually sit without the spools rolling in record mode until it receives, well, presumably this 2-pin plug closes. There's a relay in the cassette interface, and then this will just start up as and when I send the file. So let's do a Shift Option 3, cassette, save a file 1, file name QUICK, quick, enter. Yeah, this is powered up. I heard a relay click. Now for some reason you don't hear the data when it's recording, which I'm quite surprised about. I'd like to hear the data when it's recording. Well, I'm just going to wait till it stops saying saving there and see if we've got an intelligible file. Oh, it stopped and it's restarted again. That's interesting. I wonder if it saves the title first and then saves the actual data. And there's not a lot of data, is there? It's only one sentence. Why is it taking so long? Oh, it stopped again. And that's finished. So that's it. That should have saved the file. Let's have a listen. If I play and rewind. It's just making some horrible noises. Why isn't it running? That won't run now. I think I'm going to do a full rewind and fast forward of the tape because it may have become stratified into sort of layers and it's putting resistance on. Let's try that first. Fortunately, it doesn't take too long to fully fast forward and rewind a CP15, a 15-minute cassette tape. That's only taking a few seconds. And the count is very useful here because I know that it's roughly where I reset it to 0, which is where my program is. But let's do the full fast forward and rewind and then see if this has better luck actually playing I mean, it's possible that the problem is due to the pinch roller having gone hard. The rubber pinch roller is going to suffer over the years, isn't it? So let's rewind back to 0 and see if my data's on there. 0. Ah! It won't play. Oh, is that because the remote thing? Oh, it is the remote thing, yeah. Right, let's index and find. That sounds really bad. That doesn't sound like intelligible data to me at all. There's so much noise on there. Well, I suppose I can see if it'll load. Let's give it a try. Okay, shift, option, cassette tape 3, load a file 2, file clear. Now this is going to overwrite my file. So, well, yeah, I guess I want it to. I want it to pick up the file quick. So I think it will actually look for a file called quick. Enter. Oh yeah, there it goes. I wasn't sure I'd rewound enough. Nah, that's not going to load from that racket, is it? It's not going to be able to get any intelligible data from that hideous distorted noise. It's not going to work, is it? It's just not going to work. What is wrong with this thing? Right, I think I'm having more luck now. I've recorded the file again, not in data mode. I've recorded it in normal audio mode. I seem to remember there were problems with this data mode. It works sometimes and not others. So let's delete this file. Delete yes. So there are no memo items in there. My data is completely gone, but with any luck it's stored on here. Okay, shift option 3, cassette, load a file 2, file clear yes, because there's nothing in there. I'm looking for the file Q. I went for a shorter name. You can hear the AGC. Now that's the tone, the synchronizing tone. And it's actually come up there Q in inverse video. So it's seen a file called Q. Now, here goes the AGC again, the auto gain control, the synchronizing tone. Will it load the data? Q. Have we got Q? Oh yes! The quick brown ferret jumps over the lazy donkey. Result! So there it is, my message, the quick brown ferret jumps over the lazy donkey, is entirely safe. No, I wasn't able to print it out on the Sharp CE-50 printer. That seems to have packed up, but it still works as a cassette interface. And recording it to the entirely reliable mass storage backup medium that is audio cassette tape proved to be, well, proved to work. And there's the proof. We got the message back. So my original paper version, which is here, can be screwed up and thrown away because I have a reliable computer system. Brilliant! Cheerio!